Hello, early birds. Welcome to office hours. We're just going to give a few minutes for everyone to start joining in slowly but surely, as well as my co-host, Alex, who is on his way shortly. So if you want to go take a quick bio break or grab a drink, now is the perfect time. Okay. Alex, I can see you in my chat, but I don't see you on my screen. Here we go.
Right. Hello, David.
Hello. How are you?
All right. I can hear you finally. I'm doing good. You?
Doing well. Doing well. Been a busy day, but I'm looking forward to this office hours where I can kind of just relax a little bit, let you take the center stage as usual.
Yeah. Yeah. I had some time to prepare it. Uh, it's not going to be the longest office hours we've had, considering the topics we have. But if there's any special Q&A questions that we get throughout the webinar, it might take a bit longer. We'll see.
That's fine. I'm sure people appreciate having their time back when there's a 1 hour time slot booked. So,
True.
all right, we're just gonna give a few minutes here, just because we're 2 o'clock on the nose, and I know some people drag their feet a little bit and take their time joining or have technical difficulties. So we'll start just in a few. I did want to mention, Alex, I listened to Scal yesterday, and I was impressed. Good recommendation for the band.
Yeah. I like them very much now. Been a fan for a full week.
I feel like at some point I need to repay the favor and start giving you some suggestions for bands because it's just been your side, just been one-sided.
Yeah, it's about time.
I need to. Well, I feel like you listen to a lot of music, so it's gonna take me some time to find some deeper cuts or some hidden gems that you don't know about yet.
That's fine. Any recommendations work. I like hearing new stuff. That's why I keep recommending a lot of stuff to you. But yeah, whatever you have, just send it my way.
Okay. Well, we'll talk after this, maybe, or tomorrow. I don't know when you finish there, but we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 2:02. I'm just gonna get started with the housekeeping stuff anyways. So if people join in late, that's totally fine. They can kind of pick up from where we left off. So welcome officially to Office Hours. This is a webinar series we do, I want to say once a month-ish, depending on releases and what we have to talk about. Usually this is the forum where we like to debut or kind of refresh on features if you're not aware of it, go really in depth, and then of course answer any questions. Could be relating to the feature we're going to talk about today, which is mainly reporting and data and everything associated with that. But if you have other questions, by all means, this is a great time to get some immediate feedback from Alex here, who's part of the support team. And of course, if we don't have a chance to get through to your questions, or if you think of it after the fact, you can always reach out through the chat bubble or even just the hello at email. That's the support team email, and they'll get back to you pretty quickly. You're going to see that there is no microphone, no face cameras on your end, so you just have the easy part. You can sit back and listen. But there is a Q&A section where you can enter your questions. I can see we have one. Yes, this is starting right now. Sorry, Cal, for the delay, but we're just trying to give enough time for everyone to join. And by all means, please feel free to dump in your questions here. We are going to answer them at the end of the webinar just so we can stay focused and not have it be too sidetracked. But as soon as you have a question, feel free to type it in, and then we'll go through them in order at the end. The other two things I'll mention before we get started is that this is recorded. As you can see, the little recording sign at the bottom, and you will get a copy of this recording at the end of the webinar. I think it's around 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes longer with Zoho. It takes time to process the video file, and then you'll get a direct link. But should you lose that email or it goes to your junk, we do upload this to our website and to our YouTube channel. So many different ways to rewatch this in case you start late or if you're interested in watching a past session. The last thing I'm going to mention before I hand it off is that we do have 3 polls that we like to ask every time we do an office hours, more or less just getting your sense of how you like vacation tracker, what kind of topics you want us to cover, etc. So I'm going to open these polls right now, and I encourage you guys, when you have a moment, you can do it right this second, or you can do it as the webinar is ongoing, just to answer these questions, as it kind of helps guide us in the discussion for future webinars. I think that's everything, Alex, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's all.
I think you covered everything. Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting better at giving that spiel every time. So without further ado, I'm going to give it now to my co-host here, who's going to start diving in to the office hours topic of today.
Great. Thank you, David. So to start, we need to talk about what we're going to show today. So the most important thing, as you probably saw in the invite itself, we're going to show you all of the reports and the different options you can customize those reports. But we also have some minor things that I'd like to show first, because I think the reports are going to take like the longest amount of time, and maybe having them fresh at the end for the Q&A would be better than starting with them and then moving on to another topic. So first things first, a minor update, but we think it's a good like quality of life update, is the change of the user interface on our dashboard. So I'd like to share my screen now, and we'll talk about it. Share screen. Should be good. David, can you confirm if you can see it?
Yes. I'm assuming you want to show the. Is this because this looks like the old dashboard? No.
No, it's the new one.
Am I picturing? Anyways, sorry. Go on.
No, we do have the user dashboard as well to talk about.
Yes, sorry, that's what I'm thinking about.
So that's 2 things. Build the beans on this one, but it's fine. We can move on. So the first things that I wanted to talk about is something that most of the people, I'm assuming maybe even all of the people on this call, have access to and see every day, which is the admin dashboard. So the admin dashboard changes, and you probably noticed this was released a while back now. We didn't talk about it on the previous office hours because it took so long to cover all of the add-ons we had on that webinar. But we got time now, so we can do it. So we've reordered some of the things on the left-hand menu, as you saw it here. So the dashboard, calendar, and wall chart remain the same as they were, but we put up some folders and some subfolders here that you can use to navigate faster. So the first part is the team and approval flows. This part covers the users list, the departments, and team notifications. This is the old notifications page, just renamed to team notifications, but it looks the same, works the same. We haven't updated that yet, so you should be used to setting those up. The second option here is the leave setup dropdown, in which you can find 3 different sub menu options. So it's locations, leave types, and leave policies. So the locations are a place where you assign the policies and create the entire leave setup. So it makes sense for it to be here. The leave types as well. And we've introduced the leave policies page, which wasn't available in the previous one. It's a brand new page here, which actually shows you all of the leave policies that you assigned using different leave types that you created. Meaning that, for example, here on this demo account that I have, we have a vacation leave type, which is assigned to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different locations in this account. When I go to leave policies and I filter by leave types and select vacation, I will see all of the leave policies that are assigned to all of those different locations. And I can see the basic information about every single one of them. So the yearly quota, whether or not the approval is required, do we allow negative balance, and the shortest leave duration. If you want to see more details, you would click on the edit button on the right-hand side, same place as it always was. And you're going to open the entire leave policy page that you can update as well. The cool thing here is when you want to check out different leave policies for different locations, you're creating maybe a new location when you have a hire in a different country for the first time, you can just come in here and use this to understand your leave policies better. Yeah, but that's the leave setup tab. Moving on to the workspace settings. This is like the true admin part of the dashboard. So we have the general settings, the ones that were always there under the settings dropdown, I think, in the previous user interface. We have the add-ons, the bulk uploads, which we will talk about in the next office hours, and the billing page. And the last thing we have on the left-hand side is the reports dropdown, which only has the reports button because all of the reports are here. We're going to be talking about these in a few minutes. But one more thing I wanted to show you about this that new dashboard that we have. And I mentioned that on the last webinar as well, is the sidebar on the right-hand side, which now has the Help Center, Docs, latest features, and the change log. So if you click on the Help Center, you will have a description of your role, goes for administrators, approvers, and users. It will be explained in little, as little information as possible, but you will have the information about what your role is, what you can do in the system. You have our contact for support if you have any further questions, and the help desk button when you click, you will open our knowledge base. The second option here, the docs, is the help desk in the sidebar. This is something that I showed in the previous webinar, but if you have something you need to ask here, we have the reports for this webinar. So I'll do how do I export a leave request report. You can see the instructions here. Of course, the screenshots are a bit small, so you might need to actually open the help desk article itself in order to see them in full if you have trouble seeing the actual arrows. But other than that, I think it's working great for now. The third thing is the latest features. Here you can find the previous office hours as well. And of course, the features, the big features that we're releasing, we always make sure to update you here. These are the pop-ups that usually show up when you log in and we have something new for you, but they're hidden on the side here as well. And the last thing is the change log, which when you click, opens a new page, and it shows all of the features. So in the latest features, we usually advertise the bigger things. Here you will see all of the features that we release in a nice order of releases, so you can always come back to them and see what's new. But yeah, that's it for the new admin dashboard. It's not a lot. It's pretty similar to the old dashboard, but we think that this is a small improvement, at least to the old version. Now the bigger thing that David spoiled already is the user dashboard. Now, this is probably something that a lot of you don't see every day, because I'm assuming you're all administrators, but the users of Vacation Tracker actually got a nice little gift from us, which is this new dashboard. So the first thing here, as you can see, you will see your balances on the dashboard itself. Previously, the dashboard was the same for admins, approvers, and users. You had the heat map of the entire company, scheduled leaves of the entire company. We thought that the users might really want to see their own balances when they're logging in, so we made them the first thing you see when you log in. You can switch between different leave policies or leave types that you have assigned to you. And you can see if you're accruing, you see how much you've accrued. If it's the days up front, you can see the days up front that you get. These are the upcoming leaves. It's the user's upcoming leaves, so not the entire teams or companies. So it's still personalized. Down below this, there's the team availability, which shows to the user if there's anybody else from their department on a leave. This allows a more easier way of scheduling leaves in certain departments. If you don't want people to be mixing together, you can just tell them if there's nobody else on a leave, feel free to take it. If there's 2 or more people, for example, think about it. And then at the bottom, there's some stats showing how many leave requests you've had this year. This is my demo account, so not a lot. It shows you who your approvers are, so you can contact them in case they haven't approved your leave yet. And it shows the next accrual date for your quota. And on the right-hand side, there's upcoming holidays that show your own upcoming holidays that are assigned to your location, but it's individual for every user. It's not like the entire company's holidays. And yeah, I think that's it. So the thing with this new dashboard is that it's looking a lot more like the Microsoft Teams My Profile page, My Profile tab in the chatbot. People that are using Teams probably already are familiar with most of this stuff. It's a little prettier than what we have over there, but yeah, it's a new introduction to the system. Of course, all of the other pages, calendar, holidays, and profile for the user are the same. They can open them at any point. And that's it for the user dashboard. It's a fun little Easter egg, I guess, for you, because you don't see it. But yeah, we'll be working on the approver and the admin dashboard updates that are going to be looking a lot better than the old one. So stay tuned for that. We might talk about it in some of the next webinars that we have. And now for the main course, reports. So I'm moving a lot between the screens and different accounts, but I think this is the one that I want to use. So the reports page, like we already said, it's on the left-hand side under reports. It's the only button that you have here. And there's a few different things that you can see here. So we have the leave request report, leave balance report, monthly leave balance report, company audit logs, and scheduled reports. I'll cover each one of these in a bit more detail. The biggest question, I think, and I want to clarify it right at the start, just so we have a better understanding moving forward. What's the difference between the leave request report and the leave balance report? The leave request report shows every individual leave request that somebody submitted during a period of time. Of course, you have some filters if you want to see only approved leaves, only scheduled leaves, canceled or expired, whatever the filter you want to apply. But it's going to show you every leave is going to be a new row in your report. On the other hand, the leave balance report is going to show you a user balance for specific or all leave types over a period that you selected. So it's going to be a user and his leave type and his balance all in one row, and then moving on to the next leave type in the other row. It's going to make more sense when I show it. So let's get into it. So the leave request report, when I open it here, the first thing you'll see is that it's by default, it has some filters already applied. It has some columns already selected. So the default is looking good already, but we'll work on improving that and exporting a best possible report for us. So the first thing here that you can see is at the bottom, you have a huge field where you can see how the report will actually look when you export it. So all of the columns that you have selected will appear here. And so if there's something that you really don't need in your Excel report, Excel spreadsheet, you can remove it right away and not need to actually download it 16 different times in order to find the perfect match of the data that you need. Moving forward, the first thing you need to select is the time period you're looking for. Let's go for Q3 of 2025. I think that's the most recent, the most needed report that we have right now. Now this demo account only has one leave for the entire Q3, so I'm not going to export this one, but we'll use that as an example anyways. You have an option to select how the leaves are displayed, either in days or hours for the hourly companies. And you have the date format selection as well, whether it's year, month, day, or month, day, year. You can choose it here. For the locations, of course, you can filter which locations you want to use. One thing, actually, before I move on, I remembered, when you select a filter and choose some specific locations, some dates, formats, whatever the filter is, you will need to click apply in order for the filter to be applied. There's a lot of cases when somebody comes in here, selects different locations and clicks out. It's not going to work. You actually need to select locations and click on apply, and then the filter is going to be applied to the report. All right. Moving on, other than locations, we have different department filters, label filters, even the users. So you can select individuals that you want to see in your report, which is amazing because sometimes you have different people from different locations and departments in the system that you want to compare. You have different leave types to select. Request type is also a bit confusing, so I'm going to clarify it here. So the leave types will show you different leave types that you created in the system, while the request type shows whether the request was a leave or time off in lieu or compensatory time. So if you only need time in lieu to show up in the report, you will select toil in the filter and apply it, and it's going to update the report. I'll reset this. Then we have the status. So as I mentioned, you can filter only approved, canceled, denied, expired, open leave requests, or a mix between them. It's up to you. The user status is also a cool thing. So even though only the active users can use Vacation Tracker, sometimes, especially at the end of the year, that is coming really, really fast, you need some old users' data for the reporting purposes, for the end of year calculations. So you have an option to filter inactive and deleted users as well with these reports. Sorry. And that's it for the actual filters that we are going to apply to the report. Moving on, we have the columns. So every column, as you can see here, has different data that it shows. Of course, not every report is the same. Sometimes you just need to know the length of the leave and whether or not it's approved. So there's a lot of different data points that you don't really care about. You can do that by clicking on edit columns, and then just check the boxes that you want to see in your report. So let's say here we have the username, the leave type. We will remove the request type, for example, if we are only filtering leaves as a request type, we don't really need this field. Start and end date is okay, but then the question whether it's a full day and then starting hours, minutes, ending hours and minutes. If you only use full days for your leaves, all of these fields are not necessary for you, so you can clear all of them. The email can be used, but if you only need the name, you don't need anything else. The employee ID as well, depending on what the report is used for. The approver reason, probably not needed for some calculating reports. Status, you want to know probably if it's approved or not. The leave duration displayed in days in this case. So I'm assuming yes. Location and department, even a label. I'm gonna leave out of this because I only need the raw data. And then when I'm happy with this selection, I can also play around with which columns belong in which column. So I can choose to have the duration here at the top next to the user, if only it's applied here. Yep. So I'll have the username, and then right away the duration of their leave. And then the third thing I want to know is whether or not it was approved. So I'll put the status in third. And now when I click out, I can see a much clearer how the report looks. So I can see that I'll have the user, the leave duration, the status, leave type, and start and end date in case I want it. Of course, you can play around that as much as you want. What you need to do here is click on the three lines next to the column and just drag it to the place you want it in. That's it. Simple as that. When you're happy with everything you've done, you can click on download. You're going to have a pop-up here asking if it's an Excel or a CSV file. Once you choose what it is, it's going to create it and show a button says your file is ready. Click here to download it. Have in mind that some reports that have hundreds or thousands of rows could take like 30 seconds to a minute to be created. So patience is key here. But other than that, once you click download, it's going to be downloaded to your laptop or desktop. And that's it for the leave request reports. Of course, the way they look in the Excel file, I haven't filtered here a bunch of the columns. I just exported it. But you can see here that the columns are separated, so you can play around with it, do the Excel magic, and everything's gonna fit. Yep. Where's my tab? Perfect. So that's everything for the leave request report. If there's any specific questions, if there's any specific cases that you have that you want to see, type it down in the Q&A and we'll get back to it a bit later. Moving on to the leave balance report. When I open it, you will see not a lot of columns selected here. You will see that the leave balance report shows the number of used, scheduled, and remaining days for users for a specific leave type. Now, this is what I mentioned at the beginning. So here you have my profile. It's mentioned 4 times. Don't let this confuse you. It's mentioned 4 times because I have 4 different leave types assigned to my name. So for vacation, I have 17 and a half days remaining. For sick days, I have 5, and so on. So same thing applies as for the leave request report. A lot of filters here that you can use. But this is the biggest difference compared to the leave request report. And it's the time period that you want to see in the report. The current year and the previous year are special. So I would pay close attention to these 2 options because these 2 options will be able to show you how many days somebody accrued and has remaining in their balance. Of course, the brought forward days as well. They are not in the columns here, but the brought forward days as well. Why is this the case, and why can it not show in other reports? It's kind of simple. So if we use, for example, last month's report, so that would be October 1st to October 31st. The last month's report will show only the time period for the October. So the scheduled, the remaining balance is not really an option as like as a calculation because, or any accrued days as well, simply because you're not comparing that to anything. The way vacation tracker works is it takes the full accounting year or the user's yearly quota reset date. And based on that, it can calculate how much you've accrued so far. Looking at just 1 month, it's not really possible to tell you, okay, the user accrued X amount of days just in October, because when do we look at it, the accruals? Do you have accruals set on 1st or 15th or 30th of the month? Or if it's weekly, it's even worse because some weeks spill into other months as well. So the accrued time can't be used for in the last month's report or any custom reports, because you can see here there's some default options: current, previous year, last month, and next year. But we also have custom date as well, which allows you to just select the time period that you want to use. So as you can see here, as soon as I clicked on custom days, the scheduled amount and remaining amount turn into NAs, or not available, because these data points are not available for you in this report. So current year and previous year are the best reports when using the leave balance report, because they show everything this user had throughout the year. Of course, this would be a good time to remind you, in case you need 2024 data for some audit or reporting purposes, make sure you export it before the end of this year, because otherwise the previous year or 2 years back will not be available, and you'll maybe miss out on some of the data that you would have here. Of course, you could calculate it, but it's much easier to just export the report. So a reminder for that. And then moving on to the columns, same as for the leave request report. Here we have the usernames, emails, employee IDs, location, department, and labels as filtering options. But then we also have some additional data, which is the brought forward number of days somebody carried from the previous year into this one, or since this is a previous year report showing 2024, the brought forward actually shows 2023 days brought into 2024. Keep that in mind. Then we have the yearly quota, the yearly quota base, seniority, and role based. So let me explain all four at once. So the yearly quota is the total number of days that a user has assigned to them in one full year. But that yearly quota breaks down in three different sources. So the base quota is something that you assign to every single user, either custom days on their profile or in the leave policy in the location settings. But then added on top of that, there's the seniority entitlement and role-based entitlement that you might have used as two add-ons that add to this base quota, and summary, you get the full yearly quota here. So these three are a sum of these three is the yearly quota. But that's the best description that we can use. I'm not going to explain seniority and role-based entitlement because we talked about it in the previous webinar. If you weren't there, go to our YouTube channel. I think you'll find the webinar there. Then we have the accrued amount. The accrued amount for the previous year report isn't really that useful because the accrued amount should be the same as the remaining balance, or the yearly quota, sorry. But for the current year, it will be helpful because it's going to show you how many days somebody accrued up until this point, which is November 26th. So you can have a clear overview of the number of days everybody earned so far. Then we have the expired brought forward. So this is something that not everybody uses, but sometimes you will assign the expiration to the carryover days that people have from one year into the other. You can use this column to see the number of days. I think it's 0 throughout here, so not really a good thing to use. But any I'll give you an example. For my country, Serbia, we have the carryover days expire in the first half of the year. So if you move into July and you still haven't used any of the carryover days, they just run out. So you lose them. In this case, you would be able to actually see how many of your users have any expired brought forward days. The scheduled amount of days we already covered. Time off in lieu and time off in lieu expired. So those two columns are pretty self-explanatory. The only difference here is that time off in lieu is added by a user or requested by a user and approved by an approver, while all of the other things are just automatically done by the system. And the expired days, this is an option you have in the leave policy settings when you're setting up the time in lieu, that those days can expire after 1, 3, 6 months, or even at the end of the year. So you'll be able to see how many days people lost because they haven't taken their time off. And the last thing, of course, is the remaining balance for everybody, showing just the number of days they have available. This can be used. This is especially good at the end of the year, seeing how many people haven't really used a lot of their vacation time, and making sure you remind them to take their leaves before losing the days. That's always a good option. And that's, I think, everything for the leave balance report. One thing I'd like to mention, sorry. One thing I'd like to mention, when you go to custom days, and let's use the Q3 of 2025 again as an example. That's July to September. You will see in this report that there's a lot of NAs showing up, and that's, as I mentioned, part of the way our system calculates all of these things. It can't really calculate specific time periods for you. It needs to be either a full year or like one of the options that we have here, like last month. But the simplest way to resolve this for you would be to just remove all of these columns from this report. So I'll click deselect all. Will keep the user, the leave type, and the used amount. So if you use a custom leave balance report, the only thing that you can actually see in the report is the number of days the person used during that time period, which again can be very useful when doing some calculations or thinking about pushing people or asking people to like slow down with their leaves. So you can use this report as a tool for that. But other than this, you won't be able to find out the number of accrued days or remaining balances because the system just doesn't really know at which point you want the report to be. A good thing to note here is that we've heard your feedback regarding these, regarding the balance report, and a lot of things are missing in the report here. And I've recently, when I say recently, I think last week, talked to a part of our team, and we've all agreed that we will need to like introduce some better options for reporting for the leave balance report, especially. So we will work on introducing some better custom options here, and also we will, I think, divide the leave balance report into different like subsections probably in the future, which will allow you to like export the balances, export the number of requested or used days, and potentially see the number of accrued days at a certain point. So if you select I don't know, September 30th as your cutoff point, you will be able to see how many days or hours somebody accrued up until that specific moment. That's not something the team started working on. It's something we've discussed and agreed we should last week. So it could take some time for it to be developed and released. But yeah, we'll notify you as soon as it's live. I'm sure it's going to be a welcome change for the leave balance reports. All right, moving on to the third report here. It's the monthly leave balance report. When we open it, again, same filters at the top, but not a lot of column editing. You may notice in the top right here. Why is that? That's because this report only shows a certain data set that you can't really change. It's showing the current month and next 12 or 11 months. Yeah, the current and the next 11 months scheduled leaves. That's the only thing this report does. So don't get your hopes too high. But yeah, if you need to see how many days your team scheduled in the future, and if there's too many overlapping months that you would need to be wary of, you can use this report. David, I'm not sure. I don't see any other good use cases, but if there's any, like, let us know. But yeah, so the monthly leave balance report, we're not gonna waste too much time, but it's there if you want it, you can feel free to use it. Moving on to the scheduled reports. This is a part of the complete plan only, but you can actually schedule the report to be sent to your email every first, fifth, last of the month, whenever you need them for your payroll purposes or whatever else is needed. So for this report, I'll use it. I'll say it's monthly leaves report. It popped up here, so it was easy for me to decide. And then you can select the report type you want. It's either a leave request report, leave balance report, or a monthly leave balance report, one of those three options. We'll use the leave request report. The reporting period is always going to be last month because it's a scheduled report that's sent every month to you. The only option you'll have is last month's leaves. And of course, you can filter whether or not you want approved, denied, or expired leaves, or all three. You can filter by locations and departments, select the time zone in which you want to send this report. Let's choose Belgrade, my time zone. Select which date you want this to be delivered on, delivery time, and then the recipient. I'll use my demo email, or I can actually click on this. Please don't send emails to this because I never check it, so it's just going to be lost forever. And you can have more than one recipient. So if you have more than one person that needs this report, you can add them here. You'll have the summary of what you created, and you can just click on schedule report. You'll notice that the scheduled reports don't have a lot of filtering options, same way as the other reports do. That's because the scheduled reports are still running on the old reporting that we had in the past. But I think sometime in the future we should actually update that as well. When you create this report, you can actually check if it's going to be sent to your email by clicking send now right away, or if you need it right away and you can't wait for like 10 a.m. on December 1st, you can send it right away and it's going to reach your inbox. This is a report that I tested today. The new one should appear, but this is how it looks. So you'll receive a message saying the monthly report is ready. It's attached to the email, and then you'll find the attachment that you can download. It's the same as any other report. And that's it. Yeah, we have the company audit logs. That's under the reports, but it's not really a report. It's just the audit trail of the changes you've made to your vacation tracker account, any updated leave policies, any locations, leave types created, departments created, whatever you do to the account, it's logged here, so you'll be able to check it. You can also see that we note which admin made the change, so you'll be able to remember that you made the change, or see and talk to to other admins about some updates that they've done to the account. But yeah, that's it. It actually took 45 minutes, David, which I didn't really expect, but we made it to the end. Yeah, hopefully you had some questions as well in the Q&A section.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, for going through that very thoroughly. And apologies for spoiling the user interface. I was a little confused when you were showing the two dashboards there. I think people are still getting their ideas together, so no questions yet, but we'll leave it open for a few minutes. And if you did such a good job of presenting and no one has any questions whatsoever about Vacation Tracker, we can always call it early and give people back the rest of the time. But
there's two options there. I either did a great job here, or people fell asleep. I know not a lot of people like doing the reports in Excel. I like it, but a lot of people don't. So
I mean, it is important at this time of the year, as we get closer to the end of the year. I'm sure people need to pull these types of reports. So it's important. It might be boring, but it's necessary.
Definitely. And while we wait, just an update for the next office hours. I think it's a good start, like in inviting. Next office hours is going to be in December. It's planned, David, if I'm not mistaken, the week before Christmas. And yeah, but we'll send out the invite in time, and we will talk about setting up the account and getting ready for 2026. We know from one year into the next can be difficult when you're maybe changing your leave policies, carryover days, or even if you don't have all of the data. We know some of our clients have a different like payroll system or HR system that they use, and vacation side as well. So syncing that data could be tough. Using reports from Vacation Tracker to sync with that third-party tool is useful, but also going the other way as well. We'll talk about December.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can keep your eyes on your inboxes probably mid to late next week, just because we want to make sure we have this scheduled before the holidays, as I know a lot of people like to take off. But yeah, like Alex is saying, it's going to cover more or less like wrapping up your year and starting off 2026 on the right foot using Vacation Tracker, whether it's brought forward policy or, like you said, extracting the data you need. We're hopefully going to cover everything. So we did get our first question, and Roger, no sweat. Again, this is an open Q&A, so it doesn't have to necessarily be related to reporting or today's session. But Alex, he wanted to know, he asked about customizing later year carryovers, not the initial year, because of policy exceptions or employees going on leave. Are there any updates on this feature? Because he has asked about this in the past.
Good question. There's no updates that I know of, at least. We could check with our product manager. I would actually, Roger, suggest that you send us an email to hello@vacationtracker.io with this question, and I can check with our product manager and come back to you with an update if we're planning, if it's on a near roadmap. It's like, what's the status of that? So we'll see. I know that editing the carryover for years 2 and on is a difficult thing for us to do in the system, because the brought forward in the system is automatically calculated. It depends on the remaining balance and the actual policy that you set up. So no updates for now. I think I would have heard it, because that's a big change in the system. But yeah, I can definitely check that and come back to you.
Perfect. So yeah, please email him. I made a typo in my actual text chat. But yeah, it was nothing to report at the moment. Okay. So far, that's the only question. Again, we'll give a few more minutes. But if there's nothing, we can wrap this up. And Alex, you can pat yourself on the back for doing such a good job.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait a few weeks to see if it's a good job or if
Yeah.
follow-up questions. Showing the reports or seeing the reports is one thing, but actually doing the reporting is a completely different thing. So we'll see if I taught you well.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think this is like the first office hours, at least that I've hosted, where we've had so few questions. So I think it's just a testament to how great a presenter you are and how far you've come since the early days.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't pat myself on the back for that, but yeah, there has been progress. I agree. All right, but if there's no other questions, I think we can end the webinar here. Of course, you can reach out to us at any point through our chats or emails. Any questions you may remember in the future, just let us know and we'll help you there. So yeah, not to waste anybody's time any longer. Thank you for joining. I mean, David, you can do the outro, actually.
You're doing so good. I'm going to be out of a job here.
No. Take it over. I'm not going to take your job away.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope that it was informative. Like Alex mentioned, you can always reach out to hello at. There's the chat bot. There's a bunch of different ways you can reach out to us. So we're always at your beck and call. You will get this webinar recording. If you want to rewatch any part, give it again 10, 15 minutes. Zoho can take its time. But of course, you can always find it on our website and YouTube page. I'll probably put it up tomorrow once the webinar recording is done. So have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you're watching us from. And we hope to see you in next month's office hours webinar. So stay tuned for that. All right. I'm going to end it now. Goodbye, everyone.
All right. Bye.